all, Jean here. Oh, look at that. I am smudging these YouTube streets that we are on here. It is so good. Just like nice and cleanse and almost just the smell alone is happiness for me anyway. It may not be for you, but for me. I hope I have enough light here. And I'm just gonna adjust my cushion so I can get a nice, yeah, okay, that's better. Get a nice little backrest. How is everyone doing today? Yeah, I took a nap. Yeah, I took a nap today and I actually put my alarm to go off for 1 hour. I was like, I'm going to take an hour nap. But I got to tell you, 3 hours later, I am just waking up. Yeah, I took a nap and I cannot help it. It is cold out here in this Canadian street, like really cold. This morning, I went to my training, my personal training workout. I went this morning. Yeah, my sage is just kind of floating away. You know what? I'm just going to leave it here. Let it do its thing while I talk. So just so you know, I'm not burning down the house. It's just the smoke of my sage while I am sitting here. So I went to do a group workout with a personal trainer. I've been doing this as long as I have been doing this YouTube videos, to be honest. I think I start my YouTube video on the 1st of January. Actually, I started before the 1st of January. I started maybe just after Christmas, but I only start posting on the 1st of January because I wanted to have this 100 days where it's easier for me to count. Yes, I like easy, so it's easier for me to count my days, right? So I started on the 1st, plus um, I am also doing this. I took a master class with this beautiful woman named Glow, and I took a master class with her on YouTube, how to do YouTube easy, very easy, simple, with the mess, all the things, and we were starting, on the 1st of January. So hence I start on the 1st of January. However, for my workout session with my personal trainer, I started a week inside of January. I think it was the second week in January. And now we are in the second, where are we? We are just at the end of the second week in February, I think we are on the third week in February, actually. Oh my God, we are on today's the 28th of February. So yeah, we are on the third week of February. And what I find this morning, because it was minus 23, guys, I am not kidding you. It was minus 23. So that alone, just the temperature alone is enough to zap all the energy out of you, which is which is the thing that's been going on with me. And so I went to my workout session, and today, this week in particular, I realized I'm just going to move my sage a little bit so that it's behind the cameras. Yeah, you guys are live. You guys are there. Yeah, so I found that this week I have been doing a lot better, like so much better. And today my weights was so much heavier. I was doing the press, the I don't know, the bench press, or the bench, yeah, this one, the one where you have it on your back and you're doing the bench. Yeah, it's like the bench press. There's so many different names of all the different exercise that we do. And what I love about this group session workout, one of the things I love is that it is affordable. And the reason it's affordable, instead of just doing one-on-one personal trainer with the personal trainer, I'm doing it in a group. So that alone bring down the rate on for the practice, right? So it bring down the rate. And that is something that I really love. The other thing that I really love about going and work out in the morning time is that, well, not just, I work out, I go to do weights. So it's weight training and a little bit of an interval. The other thing that I love is that the personal trainer, she tracks everyone. So you get to be, you attract every day. I'm just going to move this down one. Yeah, there we go. Yep. And center it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so she tracks your progress. Actually, she allow you to track it, but if you can't, she normally track it for you. So you get to put in, the weights and the reps that you do every week. And the next week you go, she give you a little bit more weight because it's about the progress or the progress or, whatever that word is, you can correct me anytime. I have been a person that other people always correct because apparently I don't say things properly, and you know the whole thing. Sometimes my tongue cannot roll into a word. So the personal trainer, she tracks the progress, and which is really good because every week you go, you do a heavier weight. She add a little bit more weight into what you're doing, and also, um, yeah, there is you can do more rep or less rep with the amount of weight that you're using. So this week, one of the things I found is that I am actually lifting heavier weight and I am getting stronger. Like really, like I am like, wow, Jean, like look at that. You're doing 70 pounds here. And it is, it's getting, I'm feeling stronger going there and doing it. And really, the third thing I really like about her training is that, I would say her niche is women that is menopausal, perimenopausal, menopause, or postmenopause. So basically, it's only women technically over 30, over 35, 40, I would say like 40. So it's grown women. So um, I get to work out with grown women, and that's another thing. So there is no you don't feel no pressure, like nobody's going faster than you, or you feel like you comparing yourself to anyone. And that's a big thing, like being in an environment where you're not comparing yourself. I remember years ago when I used to go to do yoga, because hey, yeah, I am a yoga teacher. And I still do yoga at home here, where I have no competition because I do my yoga with Adrian. Adrian is this young, this woman on YouTube that I normally do yoga at home with. And that is easy for me to do yoga at home. I do prefer, mind you, to go to a yoga class, but I haven't done that in a while and I wanted to do yoga, so I just do it at home. But the workout session, there's no one to compare yourself to. Although there's a whole bunch of women there, I really love that because even when we decide or we know that we're not going to compare ourselves, years ago, as I say, when I used to go to yoga and I'm in my downward dog, there is always somebody, like, yeah, there is always comparison. I find that there used to be a bit of a comparison when I do yoga in a studio, and I don't even want to go now. Although I am more grown, and I know definitely that I'm not going to compare myself. Um, because that's not what I do anymore. I'm in my 60s. I am accepting my body. I'm accepting my face. I'm accepting, what is falling down. It's not the easiest thing to do, but acceptance is like a practice. It's like weight training. But I've been weight training for a number of reasons. But the biggest reason is to feel strong in my body. That's like the biggest thing for me why I'm weight training, to feel strong in my body and to also gain more muscles and lose some fat. That's why that's why I weight train. And I am actually loving it. I'm actually liking the process of it because I like how she run her program. So I just give you three things that I really like about the program. One, it's a group setting, so it's cheaper. Two, she measure your weight, like she measure all the weight. So every week you go, you get to use heavier weight. Three, you don't have to be in competition with anyone at all, and I love that. And yeah, and I like the process of it all. And I also love that we are not running around with our head cut off like chickens. You know what I mean? We are not running around trying to figure things out. We do a circuit, and usually it depends on how many people that is there, but this morning we all had four different station that we use. So we in four different station. I work together with one other woman, and each station has two different workout process. So while my colleague is doing one workout, I'm doing one, and then we switch and we do three sets of each. So every station you do about six sets of the weight that you're doing. And I really love that. And at the end you get to do a little bit of a more of an interval where you do balance training, or skating, or running around, or competition on the bicycle. And when I say competition, I mean you go on the bicycle or the rowing machine for 20 seconds, and then you rest for 20 and rest for 10, 20, and then. So I just love that, and I love how strong that is making me feel. Because today I am like, wow, I'm feeling stronger. However, when I came back from my session this morning, when I arrived back, well, I didn't get back until about 11, just, yeah, around 11. I had something to eat. I had some protein. I had a protein shake, and then I had something else to eat. And I sat down because I have some work to do. I am actually, I just start learning how to edit. So I'm learning how to edit, and it's a little tricky for me when I'm starting new things, especially technical things. It usually freak out my brains when I'm starting technical things, because my brains is screaming, "Oh, this is technical. You cannot do it. You cannot do it." But I decide to give myself grace and just to follow along and see. I really do not want to purchase another internet program or app, or pay for another app. I'm paying for way too much things right now, and I don't want to pay for another app. But if it's part of this side business here, this side gig, this YouTube street, I'm going to have to do it. But in the meantime, I'm learning from, of course, another YouTuber. Excuse me, guys. So I'm learning from another YouTuber, like, so I am learning how to do this editing. And one of the things I recognize, it depends on what you have to edit. It does take a long time, and it does take patience. So I am giving myself the grace of that. So right now I am just looking and taking notes of how to edit my videos. So that's one of the things I'm doing. And I'm thinking, when I started doing weights earlier this year, when I started my workout session, it was messy. It was messy. It was awkward, like very awkward very messy, but I stayed with it. I keep going back again and again and again. And now it's very clean. It's not as messy. I know how to use my weights. I know which body part that I'm working, and I can feel the strength in my system. So I'm saying all of that to say that, I think that that is going to, if I apply, if I apply the same method, like, from the same method, if I apply the same method that I do right now in weights with my technical training, like, learning to edit, I believe I would actually start getting it. I just have to show up and be messy with my editing. I don't have to try to make it right and try to do it perfect, because I can't. I'm just learning. And it's the same with this videos, I've been doing this video now. I think today would be day 51. Today's the 28th, 51 or day 52, I'm thinking today would be. And and I'm showing up here. As I said earlier, I was just taking a nap. And I know, you might be, who is this? You know what? I'm not even going to say it. Here I am. I'm sharing how I'm living at this age in my life. I'm doing really well. And yes, I do have a job. I work in the summertime. I work the summer season with Parks Canada here in the national park, and Banff National Park. So I work there all summer. I'm starting back my job by the end of April. I'm going to be in that job until October of the same year. And this job it's considered to be a permanent seasonal job, right? So I work seasonal, I work winter, summertime. And I've been doing this job now, it would be 12 years this year, working with Parks Canada. And if you don't know what Parks Canada is, which is, here in Banff, is Canada a leading national park. And it's actually, I actually am a government worker, you know, and I've been doing this for years. And I love, it took me a while. I started the job, loving the job, really loving the job. And I went through a couple of years where, I just didn't want to do the job, but I stayed with it because for me, there is so much about the job that I love. Like, there is so much about the job that I love. I love the fact that I get to walk outdoor every single day, because walking the type, in with Parks Canada, there is a lot of different section and segment and, different areas you can walk with the government, especially out here. And I walk on the campground. And there was a time when I was embarrassed to tell people at my age that I work on the campground. But let me tell you something, it is the coolest job you can have. Like, the coolest job, hands down, the coolest job you can have, working outside all summer. The only problem is my face usually tanned a lot darker than the rest of my body. And even now, because I go out and walk every day outside, so my body don't get as much tanned as my face. So I'm always darker in the face. But now I'm over it. That's my only complaint. But I get to walk outside all summer, every day. Yes, every day. Even when I'm in the kiosk and we checking people in and checking people out, because walking on the campground is like walking in a hotel. The only difference is I do not have to do beds. I don't have to clean a room. I don't have to do all of that. Although I still kind of clean up after people. But what is a lot of fun is that we get to clean up the entire park, like the entire, like from the time you arrive into the gate to all the way down to the 93 South. Only if you're out here, you know what I'm saying. It's a huge area. We have lots of campgrounds. We have one, two, three, four. We have five campgrounds, like huge campgrounds. And lately, since after the pandemic, our campgrounds is always, always full. Like always full. Like really, like I actually was reading up some stuff on Facebook a few days ago, and it says I heard, honestly, this woman was really bitching over the fact that she went online in January when the reservation system opened up at the sometime in the third week in January. And when the reservation system opened up, um, it was so it by and she was there early, and she didn't even get any she didn't get the sights and stuff that she wants, so she was really complaining and bitching about that. And basically I'm saying that to say that it full up fast, and when you go online to book, it's almost like it is like a lottery system. But I still encourage you to come and camp, because down in Two Jack Lakeside, it's usually full, but we have Two Jack Main, and you can still come. There is, chances are you would still get a site, if you're not fussy about being on the lakeside and you just, come into camp. Anyways, yeah, I do have a job, but in the winter time, my winter time is usually my time, and I do a lot of different things in the winter time. Usually I go to the Caribbean, and I would stay in the Caribbean for the whole, I would stay a few months. I would go when I finish work in October, and I will be there in November, December, January, February. And usually I will come back middle February. Around this time, I'll just be arriving back. I remember last year I arrived back home on the 22nd of February. I was there for like more than 4 months. And so usually I would do that. I would go down to Grenada and stay for a couple months. Sometimes I stay for 1 month. Sometimes I stay for 4 months. Sometimes I stay for 2 full months. I hang out with my mother there and my sister. This year I went already in October, but I only stayed 2 weeks and came back because for some reason I decide I want to be here for the winter this year. I don't know why I decided that, because the winter here been it's been doing this fluctuation. One day we are like +10, and then right now we are -23. So it's very hard to settle, like in Grenada, when you're there, it's hot and sometimes it rains. But here, well, it's you get what you get, and which is fine. You get what you get. So that's usually what I do in the winter time when I go to Grenada. And usually I always get crafty. Last year when I went to Grenada, I actually made buns, nice coconut buns, and sell. But this year I want to show you what I've been doing here with my hands. I've been making things actually. So I don't know if it's legal for me to show you, but I just made this, this beautiful, could you see it? I just made this beautiful bag with deer and moose leather. And this is the strap here, and I put a little style in it. And I made this bag for something special. I'm going to have, yeah, I made this bag for a special tool. And um, give me a moment. The things I've been doing lately, I've been making these beautiful, and I think it's okay for me to show you, but I've been making these beautiful little medicine bag. Um, I just have them as gifts right now. Um, and yeah, so I've been just making these, like, look at this one, this beautiful, see? So I do a lot of handcraft, and I used to make gift box, these beautiful gift box, moon ritual gift box. I made lots of moon ritual gift box. But yeah, so I'm not just idly sitting around my house. if that's, I'm not just idly sitting around my house. I am crafting and rafting and making things, giving my hands things to do. I'm not a knitter, and it is something that I don't think I can do, which is knitting. Um, you know, but there's other things that I think that I can do. So I was sitting here and making bags, and right now, so I know, like right now, I know there's a few things I can do. I can bake. If, I can make some buns. This, I just pack everything in here. I can make some buns. I can, make things with my hands, which I love doing. As long as I'm not selling, as long as I'm not selling. The other thing I started doing is I started um, taking care of some plants. I have never taken care of plants before, but I started really taking care of plants and doing those little things. So I start off this conversation, this chat with you, talking about napping. Let me tell you something. I think that was the best thing I did for myself today because it was so incredibly cold, really and truly. And I believe that going to class this morning and then coming back from class in the cold and, lifting such heavy weights, my system, my whole body was just really, it's almost like I got beaten up. So I needed to actually give myself permission to nap. And I want to give you permission to take a nap in the day as well, because it is a beautiful thing to do, to take a nap in the daytime. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I am so proud of myself for showing up here for 51 days. I am so proud of myself, and I'm wishing the same for you. If you can find something that you can be very consistent with, and do it for 100 days and see what happens. Really take stock, see what happens, see how much better you get at doing it or not. You know, as I mentioned earlier, starting my workout program, physical workout program. I started messy, starting this channel. Well, if you go and look at all I have some valuable things that I've said, very valuable in all my videos. But if you start from the beginning, you're going to see um, how I go from, like I'm all over the place. I'm recognizing now that I'm not as much all over the place. Not that I don't come back to my story, but I'm realizing that I'm not shouting anymore at you. I'm not shouting at myself. I'm not freaking out that I'm not doing the best or I'm not doing it right. I realize that I'm not here to teach anyone. I don't have a curriculum. I'm a life coach, and also I am a certified health coach as well. I am a certified yoga teacher. I am a writer. I've written a memoir. I am a walker. I go out and walk. I am also a mom. I live in I would say that I live in I'm living in the best of two worlds. I live in Canada, and I live in one of the most beautiful places in Canada, and I also was born on an island that I get to go on and hang out by the beach. So I live in the mountains in the wintertime and in the summertime, and I go to the Caribbean in the wintertime. And so I didn't even realize that I do so much. And I've done a lot, and I'm about to, maybe I don't even want to put it out here, so I'm not going to put it out here yet. But there might be something else I am cooking up that I'm going to put out into the world. I'm realizing that there is so many things that I have created that I haven't shown to anyone. I have kept to myself, and so I would like to put it out into the world. Now, do what you have to do, start something, and realize when you start that thing, it's going to be messy. Realize that when we start something new, whether it's learning to dance, whether it's learning to lift weight, whether it is learning to, as I'm going to be going and learn how to edit, learning to edit, learning to sit here and talk to you very much in my own habitat. It's not the easiest thing to do because I've been told go outside, do it here, do it there, but it's cold outside. And this is where I am. This is my space. So this is where I'm doing it in. And for now, I'm going to do it until things change, until I am feeling like a professional about it. But I am never a professional about anything. So there is that as well. But start something, start whatever it is you want to start. Please know that it's going to be messy. It's going to be, you have to start, like, you have to put in the hours or the time or whatever it is. We do not just show up perfect. And if we do, I am going to give you a hand for that, but most of us don't. I was at a friend's last night and she has all these beautiful things that she's making such beautiful dresses that she wants to sell. Her house is full of them. And she's waiting to be perfect. She's waiting to have enough. And I do hope she start putting her stuff out on this, um, out here for you to see and for you to enjoy. And because we all have something that we can do. And with that, I think I'm going to send her a message encouraging her to start her thing, to put it out there, and to stop hiding, because I know what that is like. We are waiting for perfection. I have done that my whole life, not sure, knowing that I am solid, knowing that I am courageous, knowing that I am brave, knowing all this stuff about myself. I still couldn't get out of my way. I couldn't get out of my way. I am always in my way. And coming here and sitting and having this conversation basically with you, this is one way I have gotten out of my way, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for you. And I'll talk to you soon. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my channel and share my channel with your friends or your older people that, want to start something, anything. So, yeah, thank you. I'll leave you with do less and be more of who you are. Because when you start to cultivate more of who you are, when you're showing up, you're showing up for yourself, even though the room is empty, like I am here right now. I'm showing up and I'm hoping that one of these good days I'm going to be filling up this room, and we can be here together. Talk to you all soon. And yes, I haven't really learned to edit yet, so I'm just going to come forward and stop this.